I think the first reaction is it's long overdue. You know, this is a white paper that's looking to take gambling into the digital age. You know, it's 17 or 18 years since the last one, so I think it's well overdue. Obviously, with numerous changes of gambling ministers and prime ministers, it's probably 2 years later than it should be. First thought really is that welcome that it's here. We've got something to work for. I think the second thing is that this is just the start of the process. It's not the end of the process. You know, there's going to be a number of different consultations around some of the more major parts of the white paper that's been released today. And it's important that they are done properly, that they're done collaboratively, and that the right people are around the table to be able to be part of those discussions. If you're looking at the three main things that seem to have come out of it, is the first one's obviously a statutory levy. So that means that the operators have to give a certain percentage of their monies to a levy for research, education and treatment. One of my worries is it's just talking about research and treatment. For me, prevention is absolutely crucial to this, and it's absolute false economy and nonsense if prevention is not a big part of that. The second thing is it has to be independently administered. It's a very polarised sector at the moment with campaigners on one side and the industry on the others. This has to make sure that it's filtered and commissioned by genuinely independent people that are going to use the best organisations and best people to actually provide those services. And I think there's a lot of work to get there, because it shouldn't, you know, certain people who are going to benefit from it definitely shouldn't be involved in that commissioning process. Affordability is an interesting one, probably the most complex part of this. You know, I think probably the most level of discussions and consultations will be around that affordability. So how do you make sure that, you know, 90% of people who can gamble as entertainment can still gamble in a legal activity and not be restricted from doing that? But at the same time, how do we make sure we identify and prevent that smaller percentage of people who do suffer harm? So how does that affordability model feed into that? And I think the third thing is around the stake limits for online gaming for under 25. It is proven time and time again that those between 18 and 25, the parts of the brain that need to be developed aren't fully developed till 25. So I think it's good to have those extra safeguards in place to make sure that we are looking after that population and that it doesn't become a problem more than it should be, because one of our big bedrocks at Epic is that nobody should be able to lose a pound or dollar or minute that they can't afford to lose. So I think overall, a positive that it's out at last. We know what we've now got to work with, but still an awful lot of work left to do to make sure that things are done right, particularly around the independent commissioning of that statutory levy.